week 4, day 3 of my practice diary. So today, as usual, I did my warm-up, 5-minute warm-up, just doing chromatic scales. That's just basically a finger strengthening exercise to get my fingers nice and loose and warm, and also to practice alternate picking, as Lenny uses a lot of alternate picking as the licks are quite fast. And then I spent 20 minutes learning more of Lenny. And then I spent, this time I only practiced Auburn by Tony Skinner. I only spent 10 minutes practicing on that on the acoustic grades, because it's the hardest song. It's a 5-minute song that I have to memorize the entire piece without backing track. It's a 5-minute song, so it's going to take getting used to practicing that without backing track. So that's what I did today. That's how I progressed from yesterday. Yesterday I practiced with the backing track, practicing it perfectly. But this time I took the backing track off and I just practiced it by itself. And the reason why I did that was just to simulate the real life situation in the exam. In the exam, I don't have a backing track. I just have to play the entire piece, the entire 5-minute piece by itself, remembering every section, every verse, every chorus, every little change of note, change of rhythm. So that's the challenge of the song, really. Not the song itself. The song is difficult enough itself, but remembering every single part is what's really difficult, I think. So I did that, but I'll explain that furthermore later on. So let's get back to Lenny. So just trying to remind myself what I did last week. So I got. So the bit I learned was, I only spent 10 minutes on Lenny today, so the bit I learned doing was, so you've got, after the, you've got harmonic, then it's, so that only took me 10 minutes. It wasn't really that difficult, but the part I did find difficult was these little 2-note chord things that you have to do. So you have to, it's like the opposite of a bar chord, power chord. So you play, and you have to slide into the note as well, which makes it difficult. So from the 12th fret and the 11th fret, no, 12th fret and the 10th fret of the B and E string, you slide that up 2 frets to the 14th fret and the 12th fret. Then you do like a 2-note hammer on and pull off type thing. Actually no, it's just a hammer on, 2-note hammer on. So 12 12 on the B and E, and then 14 14 on the E and B and E, sorry. Then you do that again and you slide into the 7th fret of the B string and 9th fret of the B string and 7th fret on the E string. Then you do a little lick. It's just that. That's just quite simple. So you do a slide from the 9th to the 11th on the D string. And you do 2 hammer-ons on the D string. Then you do like a it's like a half bend note. You have to like kind of do a lot of vibrato on this one. So you go. So we've done that lick so many times in the song now, so that didn't take me long to learn. The next bit is just it takes you back to the so yeah, that's what I learnt today. I only spent 10 minutes on that because it wasn't really that difficult. So far you got 5 minutes on warm-ups, 10 minutes on Lenny, 10 minutes on Auburn, my acoustic piece, and then I also spent 10 minutes looking at my open chords, such as you've got an A sus2 here, D sus2, D sus4, G7. So I was just practicing my open chords for my grades as well. So I did that, and I practiced, I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but it's called Caged System. And basically caged system is basically just playing chords in a different way, different inversions. So I'll show you what I mean. So you got a C here. So these are all the same chord. This will be a C major I'll be playing. So a C shape would be like this. So caged C, start with a C. So C shape, as you can see, that is a C shape. So then after that is A. You play the A shape. That's still a C. Then you've got the G shape, which is like this. You can hear it's all the same chord, even though you're playing a G shape. I need to practice that one more. So far you've got a C, you've got an A, so you've got C, and you've got G, and you've got an E. Oops. An E is just your standard bar chord. So you've got an E there, bar chord would just be, that's in the C, and then you've got the final letter, which is D. You play a D shape, so it goes like this. So you've got so for next time, my goal is to practice them with a lot more fluence and practice them with more smoothness, to be honest, because that was not very smooth at all. I struggled mainly on the G shape here. So for next time I'll practice that. So I spent altogether 5 minutes on warm-ups, 10 minutes on Lenny, 10 minutes on Auburn, and then I spent 10 minutes on my open chords and caged system chords. They're just different type of inversions of the chords. So yeah, that was my practice for today.